For most people, crocodiles are already terrifying. They are silent hunters, patient and relentless, lurking just beneath the surface of rivers and lakes. Their jaws snap with bone-crushing force, their eyes break the waterline like watchtowers, and their scaly bodies seem armored for war. But the crocodiles we know today are only a fraction of what once existed. Long before humans walked the earth, and even before the rise of many familiar species, the ancient world belonged to crocodile monsters of almost unimaginable size. These were not just oversized reptiles. They were apex predators that grew longer than buses, heavier than trucks, and powerful enough to bring down dinosaurs. To imagine them is to step into a world where the balance of power shifted between land and water. And dinosaurs themselves were not always at the top of the food chain. The age of the dinosaurs was not only an age of towering sauropods or ferocious tyrannosaurs, it was also an age when the waters hid creatures just as fearsome, sometimes more so. Rivers, swamps, and coastal deltas of the Mesozoic era were dominated by crocodile ancestors known collectively as crocodiliforms. These creatures were not identical to the crocodiles we see today, though they shared many traits: powerful jaws, armored hides, and ambush strategies. What set them apart was scale. Some species reached 15 meters or more, their skulls alone longer than the height of a person. Imagine a predator with a head the size of a dining table, teeth like daggers, and a bite that could crush bone in an instant. Dinosaurs wandering near riverbanks had no idea that beneath the still water, such a giant could be waiting. The environment of the time made this possible. Warm climates, expansive wetlands, and abundant prey created the perfect conditions for reptilian giants to thrive. One of the most famous of these giants was Sarcosuchus, often nicknamed the super croc. Living about 112 million years ago in what is now Africa, Sarcosuchus reached lengths of nearly 12 meters. Its snout was long and filled with over 100 teeth, some of them thick and conical, ideal for gripping prey. Fossil evidence suggests that Sarcosuchus did not just feed on fish. It was more than capable of lunging at dinosaurs that came too close to the water's edge. Imagine a group of young, herbivorous dinosaurs stopping to drink. The water ripples once, then suddenly explodes as a massive set of jaws erupts upward, clamping onto its prey with unstoppable force. The dinosaur has no chance, dragged under by a predator whose entire body was built for ambush. Unlike most dinosaurs that had to chase down their meals, Sarcosuchus only had to wait. Patience and raw strength were its weapons, and they were devastating. Yet Sarcosuchus was not alone. In the ancient rivers of South America, another titan reigned. This was Purussaurus, a giant that lived during the Miocene epoch, long after the dinosaurs had vanished. Though not a contemporary of them, its existence shows the persistence of giant crocodiles in Earth's history. Purussaurus stretched to about 12.5 meters and weighed several tons. Its skull was massive, nearly 1.5 meters long, filled with conical teeth that could puncture and hold even the largest prey. It lived in ecosystems filled with giant turtles, early mammals, and immense fish. If it had lived during the time of dinosaurs, it would have been their nightmare. Fossilized bite marks found on bones show that Purussaurus used its crushing jaws to kill with a single snap. Its bite force has been estimated at levels that make even the modern saltwater crocodile look weak by comparison. To stand in the presence of such an animal would have been to stand before living machinery of destruction. Another monster of legend is Deinosuchus, whose name fittingly means terrible crocodile. Deinosuchus lived in North America around 80 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period. It was truly a predator of dinosaurs, sharing its environment with hadrosaurs and other herbivores. Fossil evidence reveals bite marks on dinosaur bones that match its teeth perfectly. At lengths of 10 meters or more, Deinosuchus was not the longest of the giant crocodiles, but it was among the most specialized for hunting land-dwelling giants. Its skull was wide, its teeth thick, and its body perfectly suited for ambushing prey at river crossings. Imagine a herd of duck-billed dinosaurs attempting to cross a shallow stream. From the bank, the water looks safe. Then suddenly jaws erupt with such speed that one unfortunate creature is seized and yanked beneath. The others scatter in panic, but the terrible crocodile has already claimed its prize. In those moments, the dinosaurs were not the lords of the earth. They were victims of an ancient predator that ruled from the water. The fossils of these creatures tell us more than just their size. They reveal entire ecosystems built on delicate balances of power. Crocodile giants could not exist without abundant prey and stable climates. Their immense size demanded constant fuel, and that fuel came from the dinosaurs themselves. But their fossils also show us signs of adaptation. Different species developed slightly different skull shapes and hunting strategies. Some were more specialized for fish, others for larger terrestrial prey. This variety shows that crocodiles were not merely survivors hiding in the shadows of dinosaurs. They were innovators, expanding into niches and pushing the limits of reptilian evolution. Their success story is written in stone, preserved in the rivers, swamps, and deltas they once dominated. As the ages changed, so too did these monsters. Climate shifts, the disappearance of their prey, and the eventual mass extinctions cut down their reign. Sarcosuchus vanished long before the asteroid ended the dinosaurs. Deinosuchus too faded away by the close of the Cretaceous. Purussaurus survived into more recent ages, but even it eventually disappeared. Yet their legacy lives on. Modern crocodiles, while smaller, still carry the blueprint of these giants. Their patience, their armor, their ambush tactics all remain. In many ways, today's crocodiles are living fossils, reminders of a time when their kind could terrify even the dinosaurs. Reflecting on these monsters forces us to reconsider our view of prehistoric life. Dinosaurs may dominate our imagination, but they were not the only rulers of their age. At the river's edge, in the swamp's shadow, in the silence of waiting waters, another power reigned. The monster crocodiles were proof that evolution does not only produce giants on land, but in the hidden depths as well. They remind us that nature's weapons take many forms, some fast, some clever, and some simply unstoppable. If we were to stand on the banks of a Cretaceous river, we would not only be wary of the dinosaurs roaming the plains, we would fear the stillness of the water, knowing that beneath it lay a predator capable of ending life in an instant. The story of the monster crocodiles is not just one of fear, but one of survival, adaptation, and the endless creativity of evolution. They were among the most terrifying hunters Earth has ever produced, and through their fossils, they continue to haunt our imagination.